All right, it's time to get extreme. Oh. Stay still. Hey, what's up, Duff here? I am at a place that you've not seen in a little while. I am at the North Collier Regional Park. Ever since the park by me opened up, I haven't really had the motivation to come here. Even though this is a beautiful park, I've ridden here many times. But I got the motivation today. Here I am. And I am here with my Onewheel GT. The reason I'm here is very specific, actually. I got a comment on the video that I did a couple months ago, where I was trying out some of the different ride modes on the GT, including flow. I was at the Greenway with Gladys. Someone asked me to do a video where I talk about all of the ride modes. This person is a beginner. So yeah, I thought I would just briefly go through each one, highlight the differences, and yeah, fulfill that request. All right, so of course, to change the ride modes, you need to access the, oh wow, there's another firmware update. Okay, I'm not doing it right now. I didn't realize that there was another firmware update waiting for me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from, I don't know, I'm gonna go left to right. The most tame riding modes to the more aggressive modes. First up is a mode called Bay. Never ridden this mode. This is a beginner mode. Max speed of 12 miles an hour. It's basically everything should be toned down in this mode to make it more applicable to the learning process. So here we go, man. We are in Bay. Bay for the first time ever for me. Okay, everything feels toned down. Why is it beeping? It's beeping at me. What is beeping? Something's beeping. Okay, that is the that is the board beeping at me because I am exceeding the power output for Bay, I guess, evidently. I'm not really doing anything. I accelerated to 10 miles an hour and it started to tip me back at 10 miles an hour. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to tolerate Bay very long. Now I can understand, you know, if you're a beginner, you know, and you're just trying to get your bearings about you, and you just want to go slowly like this. Okay, Bay would be good for that. I don't know what else Bay is good for though, because this is this is excruciatingly slow and just, you know, I don't know. It's not for me. I probably will never ride in Bay again. If you're learning, it's a good mode to start on. Okay, Bay, good for learning, not for much else. Now the other thing you could do is you could turn on simple stop as well in conjunction with Bay to make it easier to learn to stop. I have simple stop off currently. All right, so now next up is something called Roam. Let's see, what does this say about Roam? Okay, max speed on Roam is 18 miles an hour, which I think was the old speed limit of flow. Roam is described as a fun, cruisy, and forgiving. Roam is the golden hour of shapings. All right. So it's supposed to be significantly better than Bay for sure. So never tried Roam. Let's try it. So I think the beeping I was hearing in Bay was because that's one of the changes with the newer firmware. Is that beep used to only come in when you were overpowering the motor. Now it also comes in when you're approaching the speed limit of the ride mode that you're in. So I think I was getting close enough to the speed limit in Bay that it was beeping. So, all right. So now we are roaming in Roam. So see how this feels. Definitely way better than Bay. The responsiveness definitely is more muted compared to some of the higher end modes, which again is good for enjoyment, for stability, for feeling secure on the board. It's funny, I actually did an Instagram poll for the first time ever. I never did a poll on Instagram asking where people thought I should go to ride today. And the results were as I expected. I gave 3 different destinations for GT riding with a fourth option of just riding EUC instead. And of course, you know what the overwhelming winner was. Just riding EUC instead. All right, braking. All right, this Rome doesn't feel too bad. So anyways, to honor the pole numbers, I do have my Inmotion V11 with me as well. So I will be going on a separate ride on the V11 after I'm done here. Okay. Sort of liking Rome. It's not bad at all, really. Feels pretty good carving. All right, so whereas Bay gets a definite thumbs down for me, at least for someone that knows how to ride a one wheel, Rome, thumbs up. Feels good. You know, slightly less power outputs, slightly less top speed, but for just casual, you know, nice sleepy trail riding, it feels good. I know I have some watchers of the channel that really appreciate when I wear shirts that have holes in them. You know, they have more character, additional cooling properties. So in honor of those individuals, I present my Holy Philadelphia Eagles shirt for you. All right, looks like the park is catching on. It specifically says no micro mobility powered devices on the boardwalk. All right, next up is flow, which I believe is my favorite mode. I've ridden it before, but we'll ride it again just for comparison's sake. With flow, they did update the speed limit to 20 miles an hour, which was a recent change in the last firmware. And yeah, a little bit more aggressive, a little more power at your disposal while still feeling flowy. Imagine that. Feel an immediate difference as far as the maneuverability. It's more responsive to my input than Rome is. You know, Rome will try to kind of keep your board flatter. With flow, it connects you more to the board's potential. At least that's what it feels like to me. I'm a big fan of flow. Still am. Okay, so it's already well established. I like flow. Flow is a very comfortable riding mode for me. It is June 6th and the water park is officially open full time. I should go there again someday, shouldn't I? Yeah, for a while my routine was it on Sundays that would be done? I think it was Sundays. Oh wait, we got music in the background, hold on. All right, time to get extreme.
Extreme!
Oh, wow, that was actually extreme. Chirped the tire and everything. But I did not fall off. Something new, they got food trucks here. That's a good idea. Food trucks at the pool. Seems to go hand in hand, right? All right, next up is Highline. Highline is the mode that I use to do the range test on the, how do I get rid of this? It's the mode I use for the range test, and am I not seeing the X? Highline, there we go. It's an all-around good mode, efficient on battery. So yeah, let's do some Highline. This is what I rode before I started digging flow, Highline. A Highline is another one of the higher performance modes. Again, 20 mile an hour top speed, more access to the motor's capabilities. I guess it's probably the second most aggressive mode on the board. I like Highline. One thing I do like about this park compared to the park near the house is has a longer trail. The trail that goes around the outside is longer, It's closer to 2 miles. The trail that goes around the park at my place is only like, it's not even quite a mile. So got some more trails to ride here. If flow didn't exist, I'd be probably riding Highline all the time. That's the feeling I have. Wow, look at that. So yeah, Highline, great mode. General consensus is if you're going for maximum range, Highline is typically the mode you want to use for that. Good speed, efficient use of power. But let's move on. It looks like we have 3 more modes to go. Wow. Okay, well this is elevated. Elevated basically raises the nose of the board if you're doing the type of riding where you need more clearance. It does still have a 20-mile-an-hour top speed and right in the middle as far as power usage. So it's a strong mode, but it's very tailored to a specific type of riding, a type of riding that I don't normally do. So let's see what elevated feels like on the GT, because I've never tried it. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to feel like you're instantly in tilt back, you know? Okay. Definitely, wow, yeah. I definitely would not want to, makes it feel, yeah, it just makes handling feel weird with a nose up like that. Obviously in flat conditions, you don't want to be running an elevated. But if you're riding hills or maybe, you know, trails, like if I was in the swamp, maybe this would be good, although I think that the way it affects my my maneuverability, I don't know that I would even like it in the swamp, but it serves a specific purpose, but at least for me, it's not a purpose that I really care about. So elevated. If you need to get your nose up, ride in elevated. All right, what do we got? Okay, I'm sorry, I thought we had more, but this is the last mode, Apex. Apex is the equivalent of Delirium on an XR. This is the mode where they allow you the most access to the power of the board, the functions of the board, the twitchiness of the board. Apex is the deal. Now, I used to ride my XR, and I still have my XR, so I shouldn't say used to, and I still like riding it. I would ride it in Delirium a lot. Apex feels twitchier than Delirium, but it could be a byproduct of the tire that's on the GT compared to what was on the XR, you know, the more rounded profile tire. I believe, I'm pretty sure when I had my wipeout on day 1 over at the park where I had that horrible sounding wipeout that did beat me up pretty good, I think I was in Apex. Because Apex definitely feels, yeah. It does not resist side-to-side movements hardly at all. So if you need fast, twitchy response and instant access to power and braking, Apex is the mode for you, I guess. Now, I think as far as like guys that do like a lot of crazy tricks and stuff, I don't know that they actually use Apex. I think they use other modes primarily, but Apex is here for you if you want to go balls to the wall. That's what Apex is all about. That being said, we're going back into flow because I like flow. There we go. We're now flowing once again. So the one thing that they have not introduced in the GT yet, which they had on the XR, was custom shaping, where you could basically tweak the board characteristics any way you wanted. You could change the nose angle, the power delivery, you know, top speed. That's coming for the GT, but it is not here yet. I just realized I never finished that story of when I was a member of this water park for several years, 3 years maybe even 4, I don't remember. But what my routine used to be in the weekends is I would come down here to do training bricks. Training brick, for those that do triathlons are familiar with what a training brick is. A training brick is when you combine 2 endurance activities together, at least 2, maybe 3. And what I would do is I would come down here and I would like run and then swim. They have a 25-yard lap pool in here. I would run and swim, or I would bike and swim. And if I was feeling really ambitious, I would do all 3. I would run, bike, and swim. And then after I was done, my reward for doing this was eating some pizza from the concession stand, French fries, a Coke. So I would consume more calories than I probably burned, and then just kind of loaf around the water area a little bit. You know, I used to maybe go on the lazy river. They have some water slides there. So yeah, that was my routine for a while. I was doing that most weekends, doing my training bricks. Don't do them anymore. Not to say that I don't miss it in some ways though. That was graceful. That was graceful except for the board rolling over part. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let's rank these modes as far as my most and least favorite. We'll go worst to best. For me, you know, your mileage may vary. Bay, super limiting, super slow, super stiff, but super good if you're learning. It's a safe mode to learn on, so that's Bay. Elevated, oof, do not like the feel of elevated, but I don't climb hills here, so if I did, maybe I would feel differently about it. Let's see, third worst, I would say Apex. Apex, it's too twitchy for me. You know, maybe I just have PTSD from my fall, but I don't really need to ride Apex. Next up, I would go with Rome. Rome feels like a slightly more subdued flow, you know, a little less top end. Felt good though, I liked the way that Rome felt. Next, I would go with Highline, second to best. Highline, great for range, good access to power, not as twitchy as Apex. Highline's a good mode. And my favorite still of all the modes is Flow. Still have 20-mile-an-hour top speed, but it just feels good. You feel like, I don't feel like I'm on the edge with Flow, like on the edge of tipping over. I feel like I'm more in control with Flow while still having access to power and speed like I would like. So yeah, Flow's the best for me. And when custom shaping comes, yeah, maybe I'll mess with it, maybe I won't, because I like Flow. So guys, there you go. There's my review of the various ride modes on the Onewheel GT. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're going to subscribe, you can hit the notify bell, which is over there somewhere. It's funny, I did a video yesterday about my new stick vacuum that I got, and I actually forgot where the notify bell is. I pointed the wrong direction. Can you believe it? It's amazing. So anyways, yeah. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. I know it's been a little while since I've done a GT video. Those of you that voted in the poll and you said that you wanted to see me ride an EUC, you know, screw this one-wheel stuff, ride an EUC, I'm gonna go do that. We're gonna go do that next. I'm gonna go drive down to the Greenway and we're gonna ride all over the place. And we're gonna talk about shit and yeah, should be good. So that's all I have for this video. Until next time, Duffman out. I guess all I really need to get rid of is the helmet, right? I can drive in race cars. Yeah, no problem.